Universities are historically significant places. While education's purpose is to reproduce culture from generation to generation, sometimes colleges have been places where highly talented and motivated people have congregated and sought to change the status quo. Most of us wouldn't think that one professor could ignite a social and cultural revolution that would lead to 125 years of wars and the deaths of about 5 million people. That upheaval was started by Dr. Martin Luther at the University of Wittenberg in Saxony, which is now part of Germany. When they function as they should, universities are places where ideas are put to the test and great life-lifting innovations are oftentimes born. In thinking about Martin Luther's tenure as a professor, I couldn't help but notice that he died in 1546 at the age of 62. His university was founded in 1502, but would you believe there are several universities in the English-speaking world that are older than the University of Wittenberg? Today on The Vantage Point, I want to take a look at the 10 oldest universities in the English-speaking world. I hope you'll join me. Let's start with the youngest of the 10 oldest English language universities in the world. Number 10. Chartered by the Connecticut Colony in 1701, the Collegiate School was the original name of the institution that would become world famous as Yale University. In our highly secular world, it's perhaps challenging for some to realize that Yale's original purpose, like many other universities, was to educate clergy, in this particular case, the Congregational Church. In 1861, Yale became the first university to award a PhD. Among the institution's greatest accomplishments are the 65 Nobel laureates associated with the university, as well as a who's who list of Supreme Court justices, members of Congress, and 5 American presidents. Number 9, St. John's College. It's likely that you may not have heard of St. John's College. It began its long history in 1696 as King William School in Annapolis, Maryland. Today, the college employs about 164 academic staff while offering classes at Annapolis and at Santa Fe, New Mexico. Less than 800 students attend SJC. That's probably why you haven't heard of it. The College of William and Mary was founded in 1693 in Williamsburg, Virginia. Like Yale and St. John's College, the College of William and Mary was born by a royal charter. William III and Mary II of the House of Orange were both grandkids of King James Stewart. That made the royals first cousins. Imagine how that would be seen today. Number 7, Harvard University traces its roots in Massachusetts to 1636. Harvard was named after a retired clergyman named John Harvard, who was a Cambridge University graduate himself. John Harvard bequeathed a sizable gift of close to 800 British pounds, along with his sizable personal library, to the school. Harvard's early mission was to educate clergy, including several Puritans. Gifts to the oldest American university did not stop with Reverend John Harvard. Nope. Today, the university's endowment is $41.9 billion. Harvard has also employed or educated 161 Nobel Prize winners. That's almost 100 more than Yale. Located in the eastern part of the country in the capital city, University of Edinburgh was established in 1583. When I lived in Scotland, the local parish minister was an Edinburgh University graduate. During the Scottish Enlightenment of the 18th and 19th centuries, the university helped establish a nickname for the city, Athens of the North. Today, the university educates almost 42,000 students. Number 5. Just 3 years after Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, the northern Scottish city of Aberdeen established its own university. The university came into existence after William Elphinstone, Bishop of Aberdeen, successfully sought the support of Pope Alexander VI and James IV, King of the Scots. Today, the University of Aberdeen has a respectable enrollment of almost 15,000 students. University of Glasgow was established in 1451. It's the second oldest uni in Scotland and the fourth in the English-speaking world. University of Glasgow was extremely pivotal in the Scottish Reformation and the creation of a dissenting culture area that stretched along both shores of the Irish Sea. I wrote about that period in Scottish history in my book, In Search of Ulster Scotsland. Among the graduates of the University of Glasgow are Gerard Butler, movie star, Francis McCamey, the founder of the Presbyterian Church in America, and yours truly. Number 3, St. Andrews. St. Andrews in Scotland is arguably more famous for the Royal and Ancient Golf Club and courses than it is for its university. The golf course was popular even during the time of Mary, Queen of Scots, who often played on the links. By the time of Mary's patronage in the mid-1500s, the golf course and the city's university had been in existence for over 100 years. St. Andrews University was founded by a papal bull issued by Avignon anti-pope Benedict XIII. The original faculty were drawn from the Augustinian order. You might find this interesting that Martin Luther himself was also a member of the Augustinian order when he was excommunicated by Pope Leo X in 1521. Number 2, Cambridge University was founded in 1209. A list of notable alumni from Cambridge is extensive and crosses many disciplines of study. Among its graduates are 14 British prime ministers and at least 30 heads of state from other countries. 9 monarchs and 3 signatories of the Declaration of Independence are alums of Cambridge. Last but certainly not least is Oxford University. While the exact date for its inception is not known, holding classes on campus can be dated as far back as 1096. Like Oxford or Cambridge, it educated its share of British and world leaders. Some 28 British prime ministers were taught at Oxford. The university has either educated or employed 72 Nobel Prize laureates. Until recently, colleges and universities in America and the United Kingdom enjoyed a long and respected history. The higher education industry in the oldest parts of the English-speaking world has climbed to, get this now, 5,300 American accredited universities and 130 institutions across the United Kingdom. Sadly, however, many stalwart universities have embraced a radical leftist agenda that seeks social and cultural change. Unlike Martin Luther, let's hope that modern scholars regain a sense of equilibrium and resist sparking another 125 years of violence. Well, I hope you got something out of today's show and will like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Look forward to seeing you again here on The Vantage Point. Bye-bye.